I did promise that since we didn't do Sonic Sunday yesterday, we would do a bit of Sonic today. So. Super Stomp.
Fine. I've got you now. I won't let you get away.
Up and away!
Control! All right. Freeze! You.
Hit.
Meet again, Shadow the Hedgehog. My latest creation.
It's your doing? How?
The promised time will arrive once more. You cannot deny your fate.
Blah blah blah.
We shall meet again.
Assuming I don't mess up the next level, we will. Yeah.
So what I was tracking was him. I won't let him escape again.
Get the mouse off the screen for you guys.
Out of my way!
Man, it's just frozen right now.
Chaos control!
I got wings. Must have drank a Red Bull or something.
Is this power?
And something calls him.
Something calls to me. Human power. Out of my way.
Something calls them. It's called a giant shrine, I guess. Or the purple beam to space, I don't know. Look.
This stuff is...
Oh shit. Oh, that was horrible. What was that, Snitzel? I had to do something to try to go a little faster, and I end up missing the chaos control. And yeah.
Got you now. I won't let you get away. Fine. Got you now. I won't let you get away.
I missed again. I did not. I most certainly did not.
Fine. I've got you now. I won't let you get away. Out of my way.
Too far left. Sucks too, because that was the first try. That was the first try gravity bounce.
Fine. I've got you now. I won't let you get away. Ultimate power. All right. Chaos control.
What's up, Colonel? Yeah, Sonic Monday to make up for the fact that there was no Sonic Sunday. Probably not going to be too long of a stream, but okay. But we'll go for at least a little while to make up for the lack of Sonic yesterday. How you doing, Colonel? How goes the Versusia?
We meet again, Shadow the Hedgehog. My latest creation.
Why did not work? I'm good. Hopefully, work's going alright. Yes, vegan. We're doing a short-ish Sonic Monday to make up for the fact that there was no Sonic Sunday yesterday.
You cannot deny your fate. We shall meet again.
So what I was tracking was him. I won't let him escape.
Let's get home, do your best, remove them puppets. Sounds like fun. I want to do some Sonic right now. And then after the Sonic, going to end stream. Then I gotta do some matches against someone in Granblue. Then I think you wanted to do the patch to 10 today, or the patch to whatever today. And I have to do that too. And then I was considering possibly booting up Dragon Ball for the one time tonight, since I probably should have at least some clue what I'm doing before the finals. Oh, Diphone said it already? Okay, never mind. So yes, yes for Diphone. Then I guess then Diphone talked about it on a stream or something. So yes, we're talking about Diphone. I wasn't sure if he did that or not, so I didn't want to just straight up. I didn't want to spoil it in case he didn't. Yeah, he said he wants to make a video talking about how good Grimnir is this patch. So probably not my best idea being a part of it. Funnily enough, probably not my best idea being a part of this video, because I'm helping him talk up my character. But at the same time though, if Diphone asks you to be a part of a video, you don't really say no to that. Right? Like, you don't really say no if Diphone asks you. He's one of the biggest people in the FGC after all. So you don't really say no to him. Yep. Granted, I don't think it's going to be me talking or anything. I think I'm literally just going to be his opponent, and he's going to be telling people just how broken Grimnir is. That's more than likely what the video is going to be. It's going to be us fighting each other, and then more than likely just him talking over the matches, or while he's playing the matches, saying how broken my character is. Then he's going to talk about how carried I am because of how broken Grimnir is, how bad of a fighting game player I am, only using these broken ass characters. No. That's what he said. He's like, you can always just throw. So like, fun if he said the same thing, and then I'm like, man, that's not in my nature to do that.
Out of my way.
It's not in my nature to throw on purpose. I do throw games, but but never on purpose. Making a video on characters that people thought wasn't good, but they were apt to be. Ah, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, when Rising first came out, everyone called Grimnir bottom tier, and then Diphone won a tournament with him and said, "See, he's not bottom tier. He's an honest mid tier." I still remember watching that video. So I was trying to learn Grimnir. Not gonna lie, he's so boring. I think his flash is super. Like I said, Colonel, that's pretty much the exact description I gave him. Pretty much, he's for the most part a typical Shoto character with a flasher paint job.
I'm getting answers one way or another.
That's literally how I describe him pretty much. He's a Shoto with a flashier paint job. Because the thing that makes him different than the typical Shoto is his stance and his elements. The elements change next to nothing, and his stance is probably one of the worst things about him. I'm not sure besides Grimnir if there's any characters that people said were bad that ended up being strong. Grimnir is definitely the main character for that. If we're talking about characters that originally people thought were strong and end up not being strong, I think Anila, when the game first came out, people thought she was high tier. I think when the game first came out, if I remember correctly. I might be remembering wrong. And then we're quickly proven that not the case. Sounds good. Go enjoy lunch. Vera too. I wouldn't say Vera is necessarily bad though. Is the difference? Vera was like mid. Anila was bad. I think that's what's probably the difference. And so then it's kind of like the opposite. Then, like in the case of Dragon Ball, we had like the opposite thing, where everyone said that Goku Black was this top one broken character, and then was later proven now the character actually kind of sucks. This is why you never trust too early tier lists. This is why you never trust early tier lists for anything. No, Beerus is bad. When the game first came out, Beerus was like arguable bottom one, and then was later proven correct to be actual bottom one. When the time when Beerus was proven wrong, no, he's not actually still bad, was in season 3. In season 3, after the changes Beerus got, he was actually probably a high tier character, but because no one played him, everyone assumed he was still low tier, so everyone still had him low tier. But at the beginning of the game, now he was picked to be low tier, and he was indeed low tier. No, Gropus did first.
I won't let you get away.
I'm the one that made people start saying he's top tier, but Gropus, then a little bit of Sonic Fox afterwards. Sonic didn't play the game a ton while they were playing Beerus. But we're the ones that got people to start seeing Beerus as a high tier character. Sonic Fox was proclaiming for a long time though that Beerus was actually a top tier pick, and nobody was really listening at that point. And then I came around and then started winning with him, and then people started saying, no, this character's top tier. This character's broken.
This is the ultimate power.
So I pretty much finished the job that group is since Sonic started, pretty much, in getting people to start calling Beerus high tier. What's good? What's good, Greenlight? How you doing?
Chaos control.
Yeah, 'cause those season 3 Beerus changes were something else. Like with the knowledge that people have now, people are like when the 3.5 community edition. Oh shit.
No. Out of my way.
When the 3.5 community edition came out, people were saying Beerus is one of the best characters of that. When that patch was actually going on, nobody was saying that back then. I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to you guys. Beerus is a strange case. Yeah, YouTube should be able to see Twitch. As long as Restream Bot's working, it should.
My latest creation.
You're doing.
I'm trying to figure out why not. Hey, when it does X, I never know how to fix it.
The promised time will arrive once more.
Why apologize? Like I said, I'm not going to complain about being able to be a part of a iPhone video.
You cannot deny your
Like I said, the dude is one of the biggest names in the FGC. You think I'm going to turn down any kind of collab like that?
So what I was tracking was him. I won't let him escape again.
Yeah, no reason to apologize. And then I got some new Grimnir DP punches apparently I gotta go learn. Let people start coming up with combos now that we have we have guaranteed counter hits on our guaranteed counter hit punches off invincible moves. So I get to go figure that out. Apparently there was also new high-low mix-ups figured out, but Aqua tested it and said that they're not as good as the one they're currently doing, so probably going to skip out on those. But it's Grimnir. There's always new tech being discovered.
Ultimate power.
Like the thing that's more consistent than him as a character is people coming up with new tech for the character.
Chaos control. Out of my way.
Yeah, I'm a good fighting game player, but I'm no lab monster. I'm not good at coming up with fancy combos. Sorry. I'm not good at coming up with fancy combos, fancy mix-ups, or anything that some of these guys do. They do the hard work to make me and end up making me look good. Like I said, I'm a good fighting game player. People create combos and I'm able to replicate them, and since I'm a good fighting game player, I'm able to use them in game when other people will only be able to do it in training mode. So I'm good at being able to use them and use the tech that lab monsters find, but I'm not very good at finding them myself. It is basically most of what I mean. Actually playing? Yeah.
This is the ultimate power. Chaos control.
Whoa. Alright, well. Constance ain't never done that before. That's one way, I guess, to save that. What's the point of this game? It's basically the same thing as most Sonic games. You get from point A to point B as fast as possible. And since I speedrun in a category that allows glitches, it means literally is within any way possible. And games didn't go well, Jared. When you had first messaged me yesterday after our session, you said it seemed like things were going pretty well, but I guess after you were done fighting the Grimnir, it was a bit rough after that.
You'll understand soon enough.
It was good, Arcane. I did promise we would do a bit of Sonic Monday after all.
I'm getting answers one way or another.
If you can. Yeah, it's not Sonic Monday, it's Shadow Monday, I guess. But then now you know where to go. I'm playing through this game multiple times. Playing through this game multiple times, speedrunning it multiple times, practicing each stage. I have not tried the Sonic Unleashed version, PC version now. How's that, there you go. Yeah, no, you're a Lancelot player. That perfect take of the Percy player. I'm a Garo player. Who are you playing in Fatal Fury there, Jacob? Damn, have to cast. Damn. Alright. Alright, who's your favorite of said half the cast so far? Got a Vox and kind. And that damn near is half the cast. Vox is definitely the standout based on everyone. I think I went too far, didn't I? Shit. Missed it by that much. Missed it by that much. That is unfortunate. That is the worst spot to land. What happened? No. Okay. So, we'll do it again, and I'll explain. So when you go off of, when you do that jump, you're doing a 3D and 2D situation. Basically, you're supposed to only be able to go on the rail. But by falling out of it, you're able to then just shoot yourself into the air. That being said, though, when you do that, because everything is messed up on that, you can only move forward. You cannot walk backwards after that. So from the moment you hit that jump, you can only go forward. You can go forward and you can jump, but that's it. So if you go too far, you will fall off the map, but then you'll die and you'll reset. Do it too early, and then you'll just grind on the rail, make it to the end. But if you hit that specific spot, you cannot jump over those boxes, and you cannot go back to the ring. So you have to reset the level if you hit that one specific spot. Then that's why that is the worst spot. Or if you do it too early like that, oh never mind, I let in the ring. But yeah, so wasn't even touching the controller, and my character's moving forward anyways. Probably should let go of that. Probably should have showed you the controller sooner to show that I wasn't moving, but yeah. But yeah, so that's what happened, and yeah, that was, like I said, the worst. That is the worst spot possible to hit on that jump, because you literally have to reset the entire level in order to be able to do it, or because you have to try it again.
Fine, got you now. I won't let you get away.
Like I said, quite unfortunate. Or am I playing the same games over and over again? Because I speedrun this game. Speedrunning, if you don't know what that is basically playing through the same game over and over again, trying to beat the game as fast as humanly possible. Up, up, and away!
Ultimate power.
One more time. Gotta love gravity in Sonic games sometimes, right?
All right.
And I lied. One more time.
Chaos control.
So my personal fastest time right now is 1 hour and 16 minutes. Tega, so what do you Tega, out of curiosity, I don't think I ever saw your opinion on what do you think of the recent balance patch? Your Lancelot not getting any help and your Percival moving up the tier list by having nothing happen. Or are you saying who cares? Who cares because you're a Fatal Fury player? Why the hell is that? Hey, Grimnir Tank moved up the tier list and he got nerfed again. That is now back-to-back patches where Grimnir got nerfed and he moved up the tier list. Percival had nothing happen to him and he moved up the tier list because he was already basically a top tier, and then most of the characters above him got nerfed. Not all of them, because freaking Beatrix, but almost all of them.
The promised time will arrive once more. You cannot deny your fate.
That'd just be the nature of balance patches, though. If you're decently strong already, if the characters above you or around you all get hit harder than you, then you're just naturally going to move up pretty much. Just by default. And best part is Grimnir moved up the tier list, and we're still not going to have more people playing him. Grimnir went from like top 10 to like top 7 to now for sure somewhere in the top 5, and still nobody's going to pick him up. Hour 15, hour 16, but yeah, pretty much. Actually wait, sorry, not the whole game, no, just Shadow's side. I don't do the Sonic generation side, so just the Shadow version. Is that even possible? Oh, the world record is being the game faster than me by about 10 minutes. So.
Chaos control.
Is it impossible? Finishing stages quickly, along with a few tricks or two. Hopefully you'll be able to. If anything, if I mess up this run again, I'll go to my completed file and I'll show you some of the tricks that help beat this game quicker. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Are we through a lot of clipping? Surprisingly, no, actually. Basically, just a lot of basically just a lot of skipping stuff. We're not clipping out of bounds in most situations. Basically it's just you're supposed to go straight and then right, but rather than going straight and right, we just go diagonal across.
Out of my way.
It's like why run? Basically, it's why run across the entire map in a circle when you can just literally just cut right through the middle. And that's basically the idea behind speedrunning this game in a lot of situations. There are definitely a few funny skips and tricks as you were seeing with Rail Canyon 2. Oh shit, we're good. I'm a little scary, but we're good. Looks like a lot of time in your hands. I spent most of my time practicing fighting games since that's basically my job right now. My job right now is streaming to you guys and competing in fighting games. So fighting games ends up being how I spend most of my time.
This is the ultimate power.
Shadow and Silver. That is true. After all, the main story of Sonic Adventure 2 was because the military mixed up Shadow or Sonic for Shadow. That fake hedgehog. Yeah. Yes I do. Yes I do. California costs are ridiculous. I lived in an apartment before the pandemic, and then after the pandemic, during the pandemic, I moved back in with them. Shit got expensive while jobs all closed. Made things a little tricky to say the least. I ended up having to leave my job during the pandemic because the place closed down. And with no job, very few places open, was a little rough to say the least. So I'm very fortunate that my parents let me come back here and let me stay with them and are giving me a chance to try to do this. What I do for work? I work at a bowling alley. During that time, I was bowling semi-professionally while working at the bowling alley. Figures. I was a semi-pro bowler at the time, so working at bowling alley made sense because it gave me a way to practice for cheap.
Out of my way.
I'll go bowling now. I'm a bit short. Yeah.
No.
There. Alright, well, we gotta reset, so I'll show you guys some of the tricks in the speedrun to make things go faster. That's how they do this all day. Oops, I had a new game, didn't I? Yeah, I did. No, not a new game. I need to continue. There we go. Not particularly. They're good. Let's see here. I'm pretty sure at the beginning they were more unsure about this, but you win a couple majors. You win a couple majors. You have people asking you for your autograph and to take pictures. You get signed by professional organizations, and people come around after that. People come around when all those things manage to happen. Yeah, during the Pete Weber Cup, you could see little 15-year-old me in the crowd. Good old Pete Weber glaring at me on TV. Who do you think you are? I am. Yeah, freaking Pete Weber, man. Asshole. He's such an asshole. Alright, yeah, so this is one of the tricks. You kind of skip a lot when you do that. What's my name? Zane. If you look up Zane FGC, you'll find me. Yeah, so there's that. Did you give them the Zane stare like the Frosty story? No, the Zane stare apparently dates back to when I was a kid playing basketball. Like when I was this young kid playing basketball, my mom would tell me I would give people the same look that I have now when I'm competing. Literally the exact same stare that looks like I want to murder somebody. And so there's that one. Not many. I'm trying to think of other big skips. Besides that, Braille Canyon, Highway 2 doesn't really have. Well, you go somewhat out of bounds with this one, so I guess we'll show this one too. Okay, now I was a terrible basketball player. I wasn't very good with with being Mr. Aggressive. So sports that involved contact were never really my forte. I was too passive of a kid. Despite the look I gave, I was a very passive kid. Because like the amount of parents that told my parents that I should be a football player, but I was like, nope, not doing it. Too much violence. So yeah, that wasn't really my forte. So then I went from basketball, then I went to volleyball, and then eventually I was too short, pretty much, to play volleyball. I got offered scholarships to play Division II volleyball, but I didn't take those. But because in my opinion, if you're going to take a scholarship to play a sport in college, and you plan on, like, if you're thinking about the idea of continuing to play it, you kind of need to go to D1. Even if it's on one of the worst teams in D1, you kind of have to go to D1. So when I only got scholarships for D2, I basically stopped at that point. I'd already been doing some bowling before that. Okay. And if you look up Zane FGC, do you not find me? Hang on. Zane FGC. Nope, you see me. You see me. You see my Twitter. You see some of my Twitter posts, my YouTube videos, my Liquipedia, my Twitch, my Twitter. Yeah, no, you see everything if you Google Zane FGC. Starting to think you looked at the wrong thing there, man. Your Google game is weak. God damn.
Fine. Got you now.
If you mean I'm lying, my name isn't actually Zane. That's true. My name isn't actually Zane, but it's not exactly that hard to find my name even if you look up Zane. That part's true. Honestly, more people know me now as Zane than people have known me by my actual name in probably my entire life. And that's weird to think about. Like, is it just me, or does that sound really weird? That probably more people now, like right now, know who I am as Zane, than probably people who've known me by my actual name in my entire freaking life combined. And I know that applies to most people, to most pro gamers, but it's still kind of fun. It is still funny to think about, though. Hit the trick, it's the rail. Got my actual name, Jared. Yeah, but like I said, there wasn't any good names I could think of for a Twitch channel that involved the name Brandon. I'm not saying that as in I dislike my name or anything like that, but when you're trying to think of a Twitch channel that'll get people to actually freaking look you up, so things involving the name Brandon don't tend to come to mind for that. I think they might be right about you, then Green. Your Google name might actually, your Google game. God, I cannot speak English. Your Google game might actually just be bad.
Fine. Got you now. I won't let you get away.
I just Google. I'm not sure what happened with these things. We're using DuckDuckGo. Nah, today is just going to be a short-ish Sonic Monday, just to make up for the fact that we didn't have a Sonic Sunday yesterday, and then we'll be back on the Granblue practice tomorrow for the normal Granblue stream as usual.
Got you now. I won't let you get away.
If you're trying to say I'm lying, that my real name isn't Zane, that is correct. My real name is not Zane. But as far as basically anyone the FGC cares about, or as far as they know, my name is actually Zane. And I'm okay sticking with that because who cares? When I compete, my name is Zane. When I stream, my name is Zane. When I make YouTube videos, my name is Zane. When I'm at tournaments hanging out, my name is Zane. When people message me on Discord, my name is Zane. My real name isn't actually Zane, but as far as literally thousands of people know about or care about, I go by Zane.
I won't let you get away.
And I'm more than okay with that. If I wasn't, I would not have picked this name when I made this channel. Granted, when I made this channel, I had no intention of years later still streaming, but it is what it is. I had zero intention of still streaming at this point. That is... Oh, wow, that saved though. Wow, that saved though. Holy hell. It is Zane Truesdale. Well, that is where the name Zane came from, Zane Truesdale.
This is the ultimate power.
Name in the Cyber Dragons. Oh yeah, speaking of which, Jared, I built my White Forest deck finally. I got my White Forest deck and my Ur Dragon Magic Commander deck both built now. Oh my god. Can you seriously not find? Can you seriously not find me if you look up Zane FGC, or literally look up Zane FGC Liquipedia? You do either of those things, you will probably find me. And the profile picture for it is of me at CEO. I'm pretty sure actually. The video might be after I beat Garlic, I don't remember. I will literally pull up the Liquipedia on screen if you still can't find it. To agree. Although, why you think I'm lying, I have absolutely no idea.
We meet again, Shadow the Hedgehog.
You cannot stomp when you're stuck in gravity like that.
My latest creation.
If you don't do the dash and throw the spears, you're going to end up on the wall, and then you're going to end up running up the wall, and then you're going to get soft locked. Yeah, the glitch that makes us fly can soft lock you and make you have to restart. Turn. That was a little scary. Yeah, that happened multiple times when I was first learning the trick. Trying to find the best way to die there, basically. We shall meet again, Shadow.
So what I was tracking was him. I won't let him escape again.
I had to sneeze there. I missed my timer. I missed timing at the right time because I had to sneeze. That's awkward. No. I got my one copy, Jared, and that's all it's going to be. Apparently, Peruli is going to be in Maze of Memory that's coming out. So, if you want to get a playset of that, hey, that one's getting reprinted as soon as Maze of Memory comes out. So. Average what?
This is the ultimate.
My average for bowling? My highest ever average for bowling was 226, I think, for the season on the house pattern. On sport pattern, I think 202. I think it's the highest on a sport pattern. Jared, I had a rule. I said if I ever bowled below 100, I would quit bowling. That was straight up a rule I had said. If I ever bowled below 100, I would quit bowling. No, I never bowled below 100. Not since I was a kid. The reason I play fighting games now is because I basically went a year and a half without bowling. Because all the bowling alleys were closed down, which meant all the tournaments were closed down. Meaning, yeah. And during that year and a half, that's when I had started streaming. That's when I started entering these online tournaments, and that's when I qualified for the U.S. regional finals for Dragon Ball, which then is what led me to start entering majors, and then I kind of just kept going from there rather than going back to bowling. Yes, I had nine 300s including practice, 5 sanctioned 300s, including one at a tournament, and then one sanctioned 800. I had a 845.
Ultimate power.
My 300 rings are upstairs. Pretty sure they're still in the getaway bag for when we had the fire down here. Now nine's on the low side when it comes to pros.
Chaos control.
The 845 though was something. That was one hell of a night. Almost had a 300 that night. I think actually no, I didn't. I started with the 278. I had the best. I split the very first frame of the day, and then I shot the next 10 strikes in a row, then got a 9 on the last one. So it's kind of funny that my highest series ever was started off with a split. So that was kind of ironic. The scores are on the ring. I think I had a 280. I think I had a 278, 280, 288, 269. I think. No, I've never converted the 710. I never converted the 710. I never converted the Greek church. I converted the big 4 once though. It's ironic because the big 4 is arguably harder than the 710, but neither of which are are very likely to be converted anyways. But yeah, so never converted the Greek Church, never converted the 710, I converted the Big Four a single time in practice. I had someone convert the Big Four against me in a tournament. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. I still won that match, but I was like, what the hell? Because we were bowling on the U.S. Open pattern for that tournament, which is one of the hardest patterns in all of bowling. So strikes are very hard to come by on the U.S. Open pattern. So him splitting was very good for me as long as I didn't splits. Hey, Pepe. He's the lefty, right? I don't know who the first two people are, but I know the third guy. I watched him bowl on TV.
Ultimate power.
Ironically enough, he was using one of the most hated bowling balls I've ever owned. Freaking the IQ Tour Nano. I hated that ball. It was so bad for me. It's so good for everyone else, but it was so bad for me. And again, I had a similar issue with the IQ Tour Edition. Everyone loved that ball to death, and I hated it. Maybe the spring. What's up, Sonic Racer? Yeah, I haven't seen Pepe bowl on TV in forever though, so I wasn't sure how he's doing. I also don't pay as much attention to bowling as I once did, obviously, since I spend most of my time on fighting games now. But all I do know though is that EJ Tackett kind of is just destroying everybody nowadays. As well as yes, love the virtual gravity. I also really like the virtual gravity nano, but my issue with the virtual gravity nano is it lasted for like 3 months, and then the ball was just like dead afterwards. Yeah, but yeah, funny story for the virtual gravity Greenlight. I was bowling Team USA trials, and during that tournament, while I was practicing on the I was doing practice, the bowling balls I had brought were not working on the long pattern. And at one point I was a little annoyed, so I went and checked out the pro shop in the bowling alley, and then in the used ball section was a virtual gravity, and I hadn't seen one of those in years because the nano already existed at that point, so the virtual gravity was kind of outdated in a way, but that thing was on the used ball section for like $60 including drilling. And I ended up buying it because I never owned one, always wanted one, and I ended up using it on the long pattern for Team USA trials that same tournament. My favorite bowling ball of all time though is the 900 Global Black Ops. I love that thing. I rolled two different 300s with that thing and used that in so many tournaments. I love that ball to death. Also, I had multiple of them, but unfortunately all cracked, which made me very sad. And then eventually they were no longer made, and I had to go find something to replace it, and it was just never the same. It was very sad. Did not y'all saying damn? Okay. I don't really have an opinion on that.
Chaos control.
He's a real estate agent now? Ah, interesting. Explains why I haven't really seen him do anything bowling-wise.
Ultimate power.
Physical disc for PC, man. I'm pretty sure I probably still just have a random stack of those somewhere. Although granted, I didn't have a ton of PC games. So like most of the PC games I had, most of the PC games that I had pretty much back then were like the backyard sports games, backyard soccer, backyard baseball.
All right. Freeze. Chaos control.
Don't think I know that one. One bowling ball that like everyone seemed to hate, but I loved was the Storm Crossroad. Nobody seemed to like that one, but I absolutely loved that thing. That was the ball. I rolled my first ever. It wasn't a sanctioned 300. My first ever practice 300 was with the Crossroad, as well as my highest ever 10-game series was with the Crossroad. As well as my first ever tournament that I ever bowled in, I used the Crossroad as my main one. My first ever sanctioned 300 and my 845, and you will laugh at this, and if I tell the rest of you guys who don't know bowling balls why I'm saying that, you will laugh at this too. My highest ever average, or my highest ever series, and my first 300 and multiple 300s came using the Storm Tropical Heat. And the reason why that's funny is the fact that the Storm Tropical Heat is a entry-level bowling ball. That is the bowling ball. That's the bowling ball you get your kids when the pro shops try to get you to buy your kid their first bowling ball that's not a plastic ball.
All right.
And yet that's the bowling ball I shot my most 300 with. It's the one I shot my 845 with. My 800 ring on the side of it says always tropical. It says always tropical heat, or always heat. I don't remember which. I think it's always tropical. Because of the fact that I always seem to bowl ridiculously well with that bowling ball for some reason.
Out of my way.
And yeah, I got you, Green. We can say what I want. Like, we can say what we want or whatever about me flying the tournaments for fighting games and entering those and things like that. Honestly, it's still cheaper than buying and maintaining bowling balls, having to go pay the ridiculous bowling prices to practice multiple times a week. Honestly, flying tournaments or fighting games is actually cheaper. Especially if you have a sponsor flying. Especially if you have a sponsor flying you to events, which I was able to have, which I had last year. And hopefully we'll have this year. The trips do be expensive, but not when orcs pay for you. Damn Chaos Emerald. Probably Sonic has it, since Shadow doesn't go into Shadow doesn't turn super during all of Shadow generations, at least. Just info. Yeah, yeah, exactly. The last bowling ball I bought was, I don't remember what it's called, but I bought it like 4 years ago. That was like a $1.80 after drilling. So yeah, traveling around entering tournaments or fighting games, funnily enough, is actually cheaper.
Your energy is still unstable. You need to target the right side.
And I happen to be pretty good at it, so. I never won a pro bowling tournaments. I won multiple junior tournaments, but I never won a pro tournament, be it a regional or an actual PBA event. Meanwhile, I'm what now, an eight-time fighting game major champion or something like that. So, doing slightly better in fighting games than I did in bowling. Also, I just saw your message, Jared. Opinions on Shadow saying Chaos Control. I'm pretty sure if you think that's controversial, man, you must hate every game that includes Shadow. So I'm guessing you believe me now, Greenlight, rather than calling me a liar. Granted, the Liquipedia thing is pretty damning.
Stop struggling. You cling to a purer fate. I'll show you which of us is the true ultimate life form.
But maybe I created the Liquipedia myself. Have we ever thought of that? I'm secretly the person that runs Liquipedia. Nah, you're good. I'm just giving you shit. I'm just giving you shit for it now. Study programming. Just study programming to learn Google. I don't think they need to do that there, Rice. I don't think you need to learn programming to operate Google a Google search. I have no interest. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. You're not missing much. But that was the first thing I studied in college, programming. Yeah, I was not smart enough to do that. Those programming classes are cutthroats. If you get it, you're good. If you don't get it, you're screwed. That's why I did not graduate with a degree in computer science.
Out of my way. All right.
Yeah, I've got a bachelor's degree in accounting. Basically, I was told that if I want to give bowling a shot, if I want to give this gaming thing a shot, go ahead. But you're for sure getting a degree before you even consider doing any of those things. So now I've got a bachelor's degree in accounting, gathering dust upstairs.
There. This is the ultimate power. Faster.
It's boring. It's boring as all hell, but it got me out of school. Going around at the speed of pain. Yeah, sounds about right, chap. Knowing the fact that I've got I have two world finals to go to in Dragon Balls is in a week and a half, so that's terrifying. How you doing, Jeff? We'll see. Razor's Mayakai, that you can. And yet here I am trying to be a pro gamer / streamer, making a lot less than that. But gaming is what I've loved to do ever since I was a kid. So if I have a shot, which I actually do at being able to do this full time, I'm taking it. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best to do it. Days like today, playing Sonic. These are kind of my days to relax a little bit. So. Give my wrists some time to heal, because especially when tournaments are coming up, I pretty much torture my wrist pretty much with practice. I was very thankful to be hanging out. I was very thankful to be hanging out with my friend yesterday to give me time to not be in pain. You pulled a muscle in your lobe. Those are the worst muscles to pull there, chap. I'm glad it's getting better, but
I won't let you get away.
What do your parents say about it? My dad's okay with it, and my mom said I'd want you to give this a try now, rather than when we're 6 feet under and you don't have the chance and you don't have the option.
Got you now. I won't let you get away.
Like I said, my mom wasn't very sure with the idea, but she came with me to Mexico for a tournament. And while at the tournament, I had people asking for my autograph. I had people asking for my picture, or to take a picture with me. And while I was there, she watched as I basically was not allowed to get up out of a chair for about 4 hours straight, because I had a complete line of people wanting a chance to A, talk with me, and B, fight against me.
Let's do this.
So that definitely turned her around a bit more. But then last year I got sponsored, so that helped too. So then all of a sudden I had an organization paying for all my trips to tournaments. And we'll see what goes. We'll see what happens this year, especially if this is the year for the 2SKO comes up. Oh, my dad gives me a hard time about it every once in a while. My dad. Every once in a while, my dad asks me when I'm going to go get a real job. Again, Jab, I'll have my fingers crossed. That you heal up quick there, bud. What fighting games do I play? My main game right now is Grand Blue Rising, but I am in the finals for Dragon Ball FighterZ 2. And then in a couple months we will see how Fatal Fury goes. And then most importantly, later this year, 2XKO is going to come out, and that's going to be the game where pretty much the odds are will make or break my fighting game career. As terrifying as it is to think about.
Saki was him. I won't let him escape again.
Gold blood. And Jared, kind of funny. It seems like fighting game players, like when it comes to jobs for fighting game players, it seems like a lot of them are. It seems like multiple of them are end up being accountants. Like Goostic's an accountant. Apparently, you're an accountant. Cardinal's an accountant. If I wasn't playing fighting games, I'd be an accountant. There's still a chance that sometime in the future we'll end up being an accountant. Yeah, my mom always joked that if I wasn't such a picky eater, I would have been a chef. Since basically like the one other thing that I've always loved besides gaming was food. Not necessarily making it, but eating it.
This power.
Looks like DoorDash. Nah, Jared, more than not for me. If I'm making dinner, it's okay. Let's see, what am I cooking for dinner? Stares at microwave, stares at toaster, stares at loaf of bread.
Something calls to me. New power.
Hey, food out of the crock pot is good. One of my literal all-time favorite meals is pasta served with slow cooked meatballs and sausage and a marinara sauce cooked in a crock pot. It's quite literally one of my absolute favorite things in the world.
Chaos control. Redo this.
The same way that most fighting game players are currently doing it. Use tournaments to help promote my content, and then keep streaming as well to make money through that as well. Make money through that as well as tournaments, and hopefully have a sponsor to cover my trips. So that way the money I make from tournaments goes to just straight up actual winnings rather than just recovering costs. Right, and basically the way fighting games currently work is more often than not, unless you have a good sponsor backing you up, your fighting game tournaments basically aren't going to fighting game tournaments to try and make a profit. You're going to fighting game tournaments to promote yourself. Promote yourself for your content, and be it streaming, YouTube, etc., or promote yourself in terms of sponsorships. So using last year for example, for the first 7 or actually for the first 8 months of last year, I was sponsored by an organization called NGNL. And during that time, they flew me out to Florida, Texas, Florida again. They paid for my hotel for Evo. They flew me to. There's one more, I'm pretty sure. Either way, but yeah, they flew me and paid for my hotels for all those events. So then the money that I made from those tournaments basically came back to me as profits. People would pay money to get their message right away, but people do that. Who would do that? Indeed, Jared with the 100 bits that I do appreciate. No, I do not have OnlyFans. But yeah, with any luck, this year I'll give myself a sponsor that'll fly me out to tournaments, and then, like I said, doing that will get me some earnings through tournaments, and then hopefully my stream will continue to grow and go from there. What's up, Zambi? Yes, the point of speedrunning Greenlight is basically playing through the same game over and over again, trying to improve your fastest time beating the game. Still working your PC? Not too much. Just doing a short-ish Sonic Monday to make up for the fact that we didn't do a Sonic Sunday yesterday, and then I've got to fight Diaphone in 3.5 hours in Granblue for a video he's making. Oh yeah, and I technically also do, and I also earn some money through coaching as well. Which Jared can tell you just how amazing of a coach I am. Nah, it's just gonna be Sonic today. We'll be back on Granblue practice tomorrow. Since it is for a Diaphone video, I do want to I do plan on trying to go full try hard mode. Gotta try and make myself look good. Right, gotta try and make myself look good.
Calls to me.
Is coaching any of those multiple games? Thanks, Jared. Thanks for making me sound good there, man. Apparently I'm a terrible coach. Jared says so. Then about to pull out Never Unheard of Grim Tech from the vault. Well, there was new Grim Tech being discovered last night, so technically I could go and try and learn it. Technically, although as tested by Aqua, not really the most worth it tech to use. Hear my dog barking upstairs. Yep, that's the plan. Based on Aqua's testing, Aaron, that setup gives your opponent 4 frames more time to react to the mix-up than the one I'm currently doing. So yeah, not worth. That being said, the 2-2U punish for counter hit DPs, though, on the other hand, that's probably not worth it. And yes, Zambi, if you don't like the game, or the game annoys you, definitely don't speedrun it. It's one of the reasons why I can never speedrun a Pokemon game, even though I've been a Pokemon fan my entire life. I would get so annoyed if I tried speedrunning those games. If I thought the Knuckles RNG with the Emerald stages were bad, I couldn't imagine trying to play a freaking Pokemon game for a speedrun where literally every single battle practically is RNG. It's not that bad where every battle is RNG, but you get my point though. Oh yeah, Aaron. Did you still want me to bring my Steam Deck with this game on it for you to try to teach you how to play it when we're at the Arc World Tour?
This is the ultimate power.
Yes, okay. How do you beat RNG? What for Pokemon or for the treasure hunting Knuckle stages from Sonic? When it comes to treasure hunting Knuckle stages from Sonic, it's A, get good, and B, pray. More often than not, eventually it's just pray. And that was always the downside. That was always the primary downside of speedrunning Sonic Adventure 2. The luck requirement involved for Knuckle stages. You could have runs literally won or lost based entirely around the RNG of the Knuckle stages. Yeah, I still need to remove that at some point. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of just use it I kind of just keep it around as a random extra promotion thing for my YouTube. Even though I've long since passed 1,000 subs on YouTube now.
Chaos control.
But I do really need to change that at some points. Oh yeah, and I mean, speaking of Aaron, Aaron might be one of the main talking points of next week's YouTube video. If I end up deciding to do that one. Or if I decide, or that's what I decide to do for next week's discussion. The discussion of balance patches this close to World Finals.
Let's do this. Out of my way.
Hey, this isn't the first. Hey, this isn't the first time that a company has done it, and it sure as hell is not going to be the last, I'm sure. With Strive, Under Nights, and Granblue all game patches this close to the finals. A couple years ago, for my first Dragon Ball World Finals, they gave us a balance patch a mere 2 weeks before the finals. That ended up causing Sonic Fox to DQ themselves. So it's something that has happened multiple times, and yeah, not a fan. Also, goddamn it, Derek.
It's no use. You can't keep pace with me.
So I was considering the idea of making I'm making a video. I'm making a discussion video for this week's video. It's either that or I'm gonna be very boring, and then Diaphone can get his video in for whatever it is he's working on, and I'll just post the games straight up, Zane versus Diaphone, and then that could be a video. If I decide to be lazy. Use the clout use the clout of Diaphone to get views. Just like how at one point I used the clout of Garlic Bread and the clout of Cyriax to get views.
You think those will stop me? Mutation. I already know your weaknesses.
Depends on the game. Normal with Granblue, it's normally what, 200? Sometimes more. Then if you go to a smaller event, it'll be less, of course. If you go to Evo, it's going to be 1400. That's what Aaron won. Show off.
struggle and cling to a cruel fate. I'll show you which of us is the true ultimate life form.
I'm a little scared to see what the 2x KO numbers are going to be for entrance. I'm not even gonna lie. Freaking like the average 2x KO tournament is going to have like 800 people. I bet.
Take this.
Okay, winning with my eyes closed. Easy. How much is the entry fee? Depends on the event. Some events are more, some are less. Typically fluctuates between around 100 to 2.5 to 2,500 if it's Evo. It'd be faster if I just said 250. That's Evo for you.
Calls to me. I can cross water more easily now.
They're going to at least have 100 people. I'm sure 2XKO is going to have at least 100 people there, Jared. You need to be as dead as freaking as Dragon Ball to have less than 100 people at Evo. Yeah, that's why as soon as I said it, I'm like, why didn't I just say 250? As soon as I said it, I still had thousands in my head from talking about player entrance. So when I said 2, I immediately thought 2,500 rather than 250 sorts of. So I said 2,500. But yeah, so Evo I think was around 250, and typically on the cheaper side, I think tournaments are just above 100, or like right above 100. Some tournaments are less than 100, but those are normally just much smaller events.
Let's do this.
And Jared, if you want to hear a funny story about what happened at one tournament, courtesy of Big Chap Alien, during ECT, when I was on stage and I had just won losers finals, I pretty much had my head in my hands and was just scrolling on my phone pretty much as Zerom came on stage to do a button check and warm up real quick. And during that time, Big Chap decided to just message me on Twitter out of nowhere. You see me start laughing, turn my head at him, and then in the crowd you see him go. What's up, buddy? In all seriousness, what do you guys think, or how many entrants you guys think 2XKO is going to get at its first Evo next year? How art thou? So far managing to not be too stressed. I'm sure that will change later, but as of right now, I'm okay. Who's the top player right now for the game that I play? The top player right now is probably Gamera. Gamera, Koji Coco, Mr. Aaron DeMac over here. Cody's the best. I believe that. Like I said, I think Gamera and Coco are the best two players in the world right now. As much as I would like to say it's me, as much as I would like to say I'm the best in the world, I'm pretty sure Coco and Gamera are the best two players in the world right now, and should be the favorites to win Worlds in a couple weeks. Oh, incredibly so. But this is one of the few anime games where I can honestly say North America might actually could be considered the best in the world, rather than it always being Japan or Korea or something. The anime gods, basically. Pretty sure that's funny. I'm just going to say I'm going to play more states. Probably higher than it should be since the game will be free. That's probably true. I'm sure the player base is going to be really high when the game comes out. How many will compete at Evo will be a different question, but especially if the game comes out at the end of this year, because that would mean there will have been a full 9 months plus since the game came out before Evo. So there might be so the player drop will have happened by then, but how much that will affect the Evo signups is an entirely different question. Nen Impact is not at Evo, and would not surprise me if Nen Impact at next year's Evo is not going to be a main stage game. It'll probably be a side game, and if anything, 100, 150, maybe. I think Nen Impact will hit triple digits, even as a side game.
Out of my way.
Okay, that's fair. If you mean this year as a side game, wait, the game comes out in July. If it does end up being a game, I don't know actually, because the game's going to have been out for about 2 weeks basically by the time when Evo happens. So I'm honestly not even sure. Enjoy your lurk, Royce. I'm honestly not sure how many people are going to enter Net Impact at EVO this year, assuming that it does end up being a side game, just because of the fact that it is going to come, that it is coming out literally within 2 weeks of EVO.
You've obtained a new power.
Ouch. And I've got a local that's a little over 20 minutes away, but that local doesn't have much of a Grand Blue scene to it. There's another local that's probably closer to like 50 minutes to an hour away that has a bigger Grand Blue scene, but that also doesn't happen as often. So like when 2XKO comes out, I'm definitely going to be going to that closer local a lot more often, because I'm sure that's going to be a regular event there. But until then, yeah. Also since it's the same day as Paragon is, I tend to just do Paragon instead. But when 2XKO comes out, though, I might reconsider that. What characters on my 2XKO wishlist? Zed, Irelia, and Samira are 3 characters that are on my wish list for 2XKO. My main in League is Kennen, but I'd be shocked if Kennen makes it into the game. And even if it was, I'm not sure how good of a fighting game character he would be. So I'll stick with those 3, because those are characters that I legit think could be in the game, and also very well could fit my playstyle as well. That should be cool. Not sure what they would, what they would do with Poppy, but. And Gwen could be cool too. As a top lane main during my time trying to be a pro League of Legends player, I'm definitely not going to turn down the idea of Gwen being in the game. I end up learning top lane, funnily enough, through a tournament at my school. So the League of Legends club at my school or at my college would host biannual tournaments, club tournaments, and at one point, and at that time I was a mid laner, and I signed up as a mid laner, but there were two main mid laners, so I ended up being put as a top laner. And then while I was practicing top lane, I ended up getting a higher rank than I had ever gotten as a mid laner while practicing for the tournaments. And so after the tournament ended, I just kept playing top lane. Think about Zed's kit and tell me you couldn't see me playing him. Zed would be a set play mix-up machine. So tell me you think of Zed's kid and you don't see me playing him. Not gonna lie, I don't think I've played a sports game since NBA 2K12. And probably the sports game I put my most time into was Madden 08 on my Xbox 360. That'd be a Talon main. Why is that mix-up character with movement abilities? Oh, he definitely would have high. More than likely, Talon would have a. Well, Jinx already has a demon flip. I was going to say they probably would give Talon a demon flip due to the fact that in game he has the ability to jump walls. So he probably would get something out of his jump, but they already gave the demon flip to Jinx, so probably not. So I'm not sure exactly what they would do, but he would definitely be a high-low mix-up character for sure. That was insanely lucky. I definitely should have died there. The helicopter rim. I'd be surprised. I know they technically could, but I'd be shocked if Hecarim makes into the game. One character that I think would be really cool in the game that I would love to see what they would do with. Also, I very well might play if they did put her in. Is Nidalee. find a way to make her a stance character, but rather than going to a stance, she turns into her cat form, and that completely changes her moveset. Having the ability to zone with traps and air and her spears, but then changing to cat form to mix people up after setting up. Because this game is cool. Eagle!
Out of my way. Out of my way. All right. Freeze. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I think that would both A be cool and B be something I probably would like as well. Having some zoning options, having some set play options, having some mix-up options, having a bit of everything. Yeah, that definitely screams as someone that I would play. And then, of course, since you have the two forms, possible depending on how fast you can change forms, you could do that possibly do that mid combo. So definitely something that I think could be really cool if they were to add her in. Again, my issue with 2XKO right now is the fact that the game's coming out later this year supposedly, and we still don't even have half the roster. It still just does not make sense to me. I am definitely not answering that question. What the actual fuck, dude? What in the actual fuck? I repeat. What in the actual fuck, dude? Do you do this to every person's stream you come to? Legitimate fucking question. Do you go to everybody's stream and then ask this shit? Who the fuck goes to someone's stream and asks them that, though? Again, legitimate question. Who the fuck goes to someone's stream and asks them that? Man, how the hell do you play this game with this? I would be bored so quick. By the way, have you ever banged a female? What the fuck, dude? forget to freaking put the challenges thing. Like you want to ask me about my past when it came to bowling, sure, whatever. But what the fuck, dude?
Be careful to defeat me. Accept your fate, Hedgehog. I am now the true Sonic, the true ultimate life form.
True ultimate life form, don't. You'll be joining the rubble in the water.
Like I said, there are plenty of things I'm more than happy to tell people when it comes to learning things about me or whatever. But yeah, that's not exactly one that tends to be asked, let alone talked about. But I think 99% of people who stream. I know some people who stream are more than willing to give like details like that, and I find that incredibly weird. Because if it's on the internet, it's on the internet forever. So yeah, there are some things in my personal life that I would like to leave in my personal life. And outside of the fact that I am currently single is about as much as you guys are going to get when it comes to my love life.
You think you can stop me?
That's about as much as I'm going to be sharing involving my love life. How funny would it have been if I was gay? Legit. I'm not saying that to be offensive or anything, but how funny would it have been if I actually was gay? So what was I being to female, and I was like, I'm gay by the way, so never. Not gonna lie, it probably would have been pretty funny. YouTube does seem to have more people that seem to want to try to get under my skin. Either that or just real talk.
I can reach higher occasions with this.
Why I don't know. Man, some people get off on it, I guess.
Out of my way.
Why can't people just you know, be people? Be normal freaking people online? I don't get what's so hard about that, but people always find ways, I swear. Let's just dump onto this first. Goddamn it.
Free.
This is starting to get a little out of hand there, guys. How about we all just cool it? How about that? How about we all just cool it? Jesus Christ. Alright, everybody cool. It was a stupid question. It was a stupid question that you do not go to people's streams and ask. Alright, everybody freaking cool before I start shooting people.
Out of my way.
Good. Everybody sleeps well at night. Yes, good. Yes, all good. Okay, everybody sleeps well at night. Yippee.
This is the ultimate power.
No, I've never been to Comic-Con. Never been to any convention. I already travel enough for tournaments. Traveling to conventions on top of that is a little much. Yeah, if you want to include tournaments, then I've been to those. But if you've been conventions that are literally just that conventions, then I've not known. Probably. I ain't gonna argue that. But I already travel several times a year at this point. The tournaments. And when I'm not sponsored, that means that money's coming out of my pockets. Which means I'm not exactly going to have a ton to just go into conventions on top of that.
This is the ultimate power. Let's do this.
That's very good. Not liking my odds at a new PB here.
Restore myself to the timeline. Welcome, Shadow, to the ultimate game of Shadow Tag. I urged you. Talking enough, and crush you all the same. Forget about me again. Alright. Consider sparing. Don't do it.
Something flying.
3. Disappointed shot. Disappointed. All right.
1, 2, 3, 4.
There is no future for you. Ever.
Gold square, but that's not gonna matter.
Something calls to me. Unleash the power! I feel complete. Nothing can stop me from reaching that high now.
About 4 years. Only started streaming on YouTube recently. Since Twitch changed their policy to allow people to stream to YouTube when they stream on Twitch at the same time. I typically stream fighting games, but once a week I stream Sonic. This is a break from fighting games.
I'll overcome every obstacle with this power.
$4.9 thousand? Somewhere around there. $4.9K, however you want to say it, somewhere around there. Oh, that's still gonna speak to that. I'm good. I played sports games when I was sports games when I was younger. Don't really want to anymore. Nah, we'll do one more. Oh, what the hell? Alright, well that runs dead off of that jump anyways. Okay, one more attempt. Odds were slim of getting a PB anyways, so. One more attempt. I jumped too far to the right, so I got dragged down by the invisible wall.
I won't let you get away.
I'll check something. Okay, so. Okay, so that is who. Okay, so you are. So you are who I thought you were. So you've been asking me questions all this time, Greenland. I got one for you. So why were you such a piece of shit a couple of days ago during my Granblue stream going over the patch notes?
I won't let you get away.
Only fair with all the questions you've asked that I can ask one too, right?
Fine. I got you now. I won't let you get away.
Nice. Oh no, don't think I know that one.
Out of my way.
That explains why I have no idea what it is. I don't play gachas. Last time I played a gacha game besides Xenoblade Chronicles 2, of course. That's a different kind of game. Was One Piece Treasure Cruise. So that was many years ago. The game is still around too, which is kind of nuts. Oh yeah, we technically played Raid Shadow Legends for a month for the sponsor streams, of course. So I guess I shouldn't say it's been that long.
Ultimate power. Let's do this. lost control!
Okay. And?
No! Out of my way!
So you decided to be a absolute piece of shit during that stream because you weren't enjoying watching the stream? You know, there is something else you could do. It's called click off the stream. Such a difficult concept, I know, but it is an option. It is very much an option. I'm sure many people would appreciate it rather than doing what you do or what you did during that stream. So if you want to give me the actual reason, I'll listen. Otherwise, yeah, okay.
Latest creation.
You're doing...
Yeah, I'm familiar with that is. Then again, I don't pay too much attention to white sports archetypes more often than not when one of them comes out. Oh boy. But more often than not when one of them comes out, if I had never heard of it, I tend to not really pay any attention to it.
You cannot deny your fate.
And it's still just very unfortunate that I finally got the Marvel and Pixar sets, but they're several years old at this point in Japan that they're so underpowered.
What? So when I was tracking...
You're right, I wouldn't be. If you were saying those things to me in real life, I would just turn around and be like, whatever. And then not care enough to give you more than that amount of time, that much of my time. So again, if you want to give me the reason, that's fine. But again, if you don't, that's also fine. But certainly much better for everyone to just click off rather than try to talk, rather than just try and talk shit. That's literally all I'm saying. What's up, John? You can be an absolutely fine individual in real life. I wouldn't know.
This is the ultimate power. Out of my way.
How did Shadow leave the ground there? Lives in a room. Do you not have a room?
Power.
I miss something there? That's what I was saying, Sean, but it does not seem to be a fan of that idea. You two people really are quite interesting.
Something calls to me.
I don't know what it is about you two, but it seems to bring some strange people. And then Strauss. Strauss definitely seems to be the difference maker there. What the hell? Outside of the I have no life part, which I get, how does the rest of that make sense?
This is the ultimate power.
The face of dude, you got no life part. We're on the same page there. We're all good there. Don't think I'm being rude to actually everybody. What do I think I am? Hard to say. Right now I'm getting paid to play video games, to travel around, enter tournaments, and meet people. Kinda hard to feel too miserable the fact that right now I get to do that with my life. Right now I'm getting to live the dream of many people out there. Of many people. And I'm very fortunate that I get to do it. And I asked you one question. You asked me many questions, and I literally answered all of them except for two of them. And then I asked one question, and that led to all of this. You do know how Twitch works, right? You know, you guys watching the stream makes me money? You do know how that works, right? I asked you one question. You asked me many. I asked you one question, and you literally have flipped your lid since. You basically up until now, you pretty much have been, for the most part, nothing but Crucial almost the entire time. But the first time you came to my stream, you were the exact opposite of that. So I just simply asked you why. Saying you don't like watch me play fighting games is not really an answer to why you act like a piece of shit that last time. That's not really an answer.
Not yet. All right.
So then you come back anyways, and then you don't act like a piece of shit.
Calls to me. I can send enemies flying. Not bad.
Now that's where it all started with you and Zambi. What brought on my question was after I finished the last run, I was able to go to YouTube and check out your chat history in my stream because I was curious. When you had asked that if you were the person that came to my patch note stream. And then you were. So then that's what brought on my question of what's changed. That's what brought on the question was me finding out that you were the same person that I timed out in my previous stream when you had showed up. That's what it changed. Okay. Glad to hear I apparently have that look. People on the internet, I swear. And before you that you're literally the same person. See, I'm not the only person that thought the same thing. Jesus Christ. Agreeing to taking note, take a note from the node man. See, he's leaving. See, that's an option you have rather than watching if you don't like it. Take a note from the node man. Be totally not you. It's either you or your friend, pretty much. Cause that shit is way too well timed to be otherwise. That shit is way too well timed for it not to be you or your friends. Yeah, of course you are. This is honestly probably the highlight of your day. And I'm happy for you.
Control.
That's that up. Oh, I feel bad. I feel bad for the people who hired you.
Control. Let's do this. Out of my way.
Oh, it's not you complaining that I'd be worried about.
Out of my way.
And that's another fail. All right. Well, as much as I've been enjoying these conversations, which is going to include the banning of either your Twitch account or your friend's account. And then me hopefully never having to deal with you ever again. I'm going to be calling it here. just to say. Man. Appreciate that, man. I'm gonna go warm up for that. Why do I stutter so much? I have a stutter. Alright, cool. He's gone. All messages from him are now going to be hidden, so he can talk all he wants and he can talk into space. Alright. Well, at least that's taken care of. Or at least I assume it should be. That was the last thing. No, it wasn't. Maybe it hasn't fixed it yet. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. But yeah, like I said, that's gonna be it for me. Who's weed whacking? I think our neighbors. Yeah, I think they're slowly getting closer. So before they get even closer, I'm going to say thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Sorry, you guys have had to deal with this guy all day. He was nice for at least, or nice-ish at least for most of it. Then it got weird. Then it just got disrespectful. I don't know. Either way, though, we'll be back tomorrow with more Granblue as per usual. So until then, hope you guys have a good rest of your day, night, guys, because time zones, as always, are a very weird thing. Until next time, I will be talking to you guys.